thank you. No one thinks it. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Unless you're serious.
Everyone get closer.
You don't have a chalkboard!
I don't have a chalkboard, but I can talk loudly. It is the same thing. Now, last we were here, we left off on the fascinating history of the potato, where it was adopted very quickly in Irish culture, but shunned everywhere else because it was competing with bread, the other very, very popular starch at the time. And the potato was competing with something that was just the foundation of so many different cultures and histories that it was going against something that doesn't exist in nature. It's a culmination of human creation by turning wheat into sustenance. Whereas a potato, it's primitive, it's archaic. You just dig it up from the ground and it's dirty and all you have to do is boil it. There's no culture, there's no experience to it. So, other cultures outside of Ireland weren't crazy about it. So it took them a while to adopt the potato and its starchy goodness. However, the Irish were a little too quickly to adopt it, for they invested all of their confidence in the lumper potato. And as history has told us before, when man tries to control nature, its control eventually falls. For once a certain species of fungus was introduced, just because that's what nature does, to the potato crop, their entire life source was eradicated in a matter of weeks, which persisted for 3 years. An eighth of the Irish population succumbed to this debilitating fungus. And people were going crazy and blind due to deficiencies in vitamin A. People were eating their pets for sustenance. People were eating the dead, for God's sake! The fucking dead! And streets were piling up with corpses that were rotting because no one had the energy to lift up these corpses and bury them. So people were living in their own fucking graveyards that they were eventually going to contribute to. It was a horrible, horrible period for the Irish population. But, as with everything, the answer always relies in Peru. For that is where we first came across the potato and brought it back to Europe to expose to all these different cultures. And what the ancient Peruvians actually, they started it, did that everyone else didn't with the potato was that they were big fans of diversity, that they had several different kinds of potato. So when the Irish, in an act of desperation, went back to Peru to find an answer to this horrible problem, they just tried a few different things. And the moral of the story is, variety is the spice of life. What is our next song called? Our next song is called The Lament. It has nothing to do with potatoes, but I'll dedicate it to potatoes, so that had something to do with what... It's called The Lament.